Hey, what's up, guys? So, Moon Knight episode 3 dropped the other day, and like I said, it took a quick left turn and going full speed right into that wall. But before I get into it, I'd like to say thanks for watching, and if you could comment what you think of Moon Knight thus far, that'd be great. So, this episode, you can kind of tell the writers maybe don't really know where they're going with this anymore, because there was a lot of stupid decisions and kind of time filter stuff that made this episode really boring. So, basically, this whole episode, Mark is trying to track down where Arthur is, because now he has that scare MacGuffin thing, and he knows where the tomb is. So Mark found a guy, I guess, who knew where he was and where the tomb is or whatever, and there's some goons that I guess killed him for reasons. And after a tug of war with Steven and Mark, we basically just get transported to, they're all dead now. So I guess the next best solution was to call on the other guards for some court or a trial or whatever. Something, and this was something which was a huge waste of time for everyone. I'm sure over the thousands of years that the god people have been alive for, they've done these before. And how did they expect the trial would go with only an accusation of Arthur trying to resurrect this god and no proof? How did they think it would go? And this was like 15 minutes of the episode too, where like nothing really happened besides, I guess at the end they sent him to a fetch quest, because now there's a guy that actually had a map of when the tomb was buried. So lucky us. During Mark's hunt for the map, Layla comes back in the picture. Great. And lucky for us, she's friends with the guy who has the sarcophagus of the guy who has the map. And not long after that, Arthur shows up. Man, this guy seems to be everywhere. He destroys it, and I'm just going to say it now because it's getting more and more apparent. These action scenes are getting worse. They're just so very basic level stuff that you would see on a bad CW show with next to no stakes, and honestly Moon Knight might be invincible. Now, it could be just me being ignorant of his powers, but he had like 6 spears pinning him down at one point and shook it off like it was nothing. I think that led into the real problem of the show, that I could care less about any of it. Kind of like they just dropped us in the middle of it and went, here's the new product, get excited. Like they don't want any of these characters to go anywhere, so let's just make something of it and pad out Disney Plus and sell a few toys. There's no like build up to the characters, nothing really being explained about Moon Knight, Khonshu, or even why they choose to inhabit this guy. Honestly, the only thing interesting so far is why did Arthur choose to leave Khonshu? And that would have been a much better season 1. All that stuff he apparently did and that he didn't like or whatever, it could have made a much, and it showed us the rift between the two characters. Plus, he probably would have, it would have fleshed out and made him a better season 2 or 3 villain. And quite honestly, the rest isn't very interesting. They managed to get enough of a map together, and Khonshu has to do some moon magic to get the stars to align from where the map was drawn, and the other gods turn him into stone because he's done too many actions that made them get noticed. But it doesn't matter. Nothing has consequences in the Marvel universe. I don't know. The show, it started out with promise, but I don't know. Characters doing unbelievably dumb things. A lot of boring dialogue. Like there were 2 parts of Layla bitching at Mark for not being open and emotional enough. What's with all these shows trying to make the men into women? You never saw any of it in the Phase 3 shows. I don't know. I just have a bad feeling about the last few episodes that are left. Anyways, thanks for listening. And if you can like the vid, that'd be great. And tell me what you think of this show, or where you think the show is headed. That'd be nice to hear your thoughts. Anyways, thanks for listening.